Hey guys, what's up? It's Tim from TimMichaelArts.com, and I decided to test out my new rig that we got here. I will go ahead and do a drawing of a celebrity and see about how much I can get away with. And I can't do this too long. I only got about 30 minutes on the clock here, which is going to be good because I have a lot of work I need to do. But this is kind of my apology for not getting any new comics up on my website because of just everything that's going on. It's been really crazy, a bit too crazy to keep up with things. So anyway, let me see what kind of trouble I can come up with here. And I'm not going to tell you who I'm drawing. I hope that very quickly you may figure that out for yourself. Find it's really difficult to draw celebrities because everyone has an opinion on what that celebrity looks like, and that's what burns me up all the time when I try to draw a celebrity. I just don't feel like I can get the likeness right because I care too much about what everyone else will think, you know? Because believe me, the world of art revolves around the critic. Not so much the artist, but the critic. The critic is what gives the good reviews, the stuff that says, yeah, this is quality. This man should be taken to the next rung. This guy should draw the celebrities. This guy should do this. This guy should do that. You know, and when you have that, you don't really you can't say to yourself this is a good piece because it's not for you to judge. You draw so others can judge. So it's fun. Don't get me wrong. You don't need to leave comments like, "Oh, Tim, you're putting yourself down too much." No, it's not that at all. It's just that you got to go through a process of understanding who the artwork is for. You do it for yourself, but then, you know, as you're in business, you realize that you're doing it for someone else. You do it, you know, for the client. You do it for the critic. You do it for the judge. You do it for all of that. I mean, I just had a person that I talked to this evening via YouTube email who just realized that life is tough in the art world because he just lost a contest, and that's sad for him, you know. And it's a struggle because, you know, you work so hard on this stuff and, you know, it doesn't come out like what you want, or you think you did great but the judges don't, or, you know. And when it comes down to it, you need to remember, and this is exactly what I told him and I'll tell you too, you need to remember that you're doing this for yourself. If you enter a contest and you start counting your eggs before they hatch and all that stuff, next thing you know, you're just going to have spoiled rotten eggs. Because there's always something out there. There's always someone better, you know, and if that person entered that contest, then you lose, you know, and you need to use that as a way of growth. That is supposed to be the next step for you. You take that and you move on. And I'm proud of someone who comes and, you know, asks for advice or asks for something that helps them have a better understanding of, oh my goodness, what just happened, you know? So, anyway, I've been through it. I've entered one contest, and after that day, and looking at everyone else's artwork, it just made me realize that my stuff was not meant to be in contests. My stuff was meant to sell, you know. I'll probably never be the big name artist unless you guys help me out and YouTube becomes that area of expertise. But that's fine, you know. It's whatever God wants. It's whatever is there, you know. I'm here to support whoever. I like teaching. I love having this channel and being able to show you guys different progresses for drawing different things. And I enjoy that. And like I was telling him, it might not be quality for doing contests, but it sure is good for teaching you guys. And that alone to me is pretty sweet. Just trying to capture the basics. This doesn't look as much like him as I would prefer, so I'm looking for the reasons why at the moment. Why doesn't this look like the guy that I'm trying to draw? I mean, it might look exactly like him to you, but to me, being picky, okay, there has to be something, something that I missed. I think I just drew a much older version of him, really. It's easy to elaborate on lines too much. So, we get the blending tip and dull it all down. Here it is. I like sketching in these small sketchbooks because it lets you just do whatever you want to do. And they're small sketchbooks. You carry them with you everywhere. You walk up to someone or someone walks up to you and wants to see what you got. And your whole binder this whole little sketchbook is full of them, and you haven't had to lug it around like a portfolio. I've been an artist now I've been an artist since I was 11 years old, so I've been an artist for a little while, but the thing that I never had a portfolio. I had a shoebox full of my drawings. And if people wanted to see my work, let me go yank out the shoebox. Needless to say, it is good to have a portfolio. It's much more professional. It can be a bit expensive though, and that's always been my problem. Expense for anything. I am such a easy spender, and that's a shame for me, because there are days where I regret purchasing something because then I can't afford to pay for something else that's important, more important than the first item that I bought. And when that happens, I realize my mistake and I fix it. Because I was raised by parents who taught me how to be a good spender. And I have been a horrible spender. And when you realize that, you take a turn around, you try and straighten yourself out. If you don't, you're in trouble. If not law, then with yourself or even with your parents. I haven't used a blending tip in a while, so this is an area that I haven't experienced. I admit I was never very good at blending tips in the first place anyway. My first real, true form of shading where I actually understood what I was doing was cross-hatching. And then when I took a step into the art world, in the digital art world, then I started realizing where my true shading form was in watercolor and in digital. And from that day on, that's where I found my successes. I'm going to try something different here. I'm going to go all grays. Thick gray. Oopsie, dropped my pencil. We're at 11 minutes. And I'm just going to take a couple areas and wipe them out. Oops. Looks like a little bit of pencil was on my eraser there. Going in with a really heavy pencil for this. This is like a 6B, no 4B. Probably shouldn't try 6B. I'm a pretty heavy hand with this 4B already. I think this kit goes all the way up to 8B. Let's give something heavy a shot, see what happens. Why not? This is an 8B. This is armed and dangerous. Obviously his hair is orange/red, so you don't want to go too insane, but doesn't mean we can't go a little insane, right? And of course, what you do up top needs to show on the bottom too, so we'll do that with the beard as well. This is my second take of Conan O'Brien. I started another one, and then I started talking about if you're not happy with it, just stop, and I realized, I'm unhappy with it, let's stop. So, this one I may take all the way and just deal with it, or, you know, we'll see. My problem is I'm drawing Conan from a single picture on YouTube, and it's not really a great pose about him. He's kind of laughing about how that Tonight Show guy messed him up. So there's a cynical look on his face right now that just says everything. But that was the only time that he smiled during the whole interview. So I'm trying to... I did it mainly to capture this smile. remember the day that the Conan show opened, and seeing some of the TV infomercials for it, some of the commercials, and just seeing this beard on Conan and going, wow, he pulls that off so well. When I have a beard, I look nothing like this. I actually look fat. Well, yes, I am fat. Shut up, but still. I mean, this is one guy in TV who actually really does pull off a very good beard. And I'll get better. I'll draw him a couple hundred more times and come up with a decent caricature of him that I can be proud of. If you look inside my studio, I have 0 pieces hanging up in here of work that I've done. Literally 0. You want to know why that is? Because I'm too cheap and I'm too lazy to take my pictures to a printer and actually have them blown up and printed. I keep mentioning that would be something that I would do. Taking in one of my pictures and having it printed so I can hang it up. I mean, come on, it's a studio. You should hang up your work in your studio, especially if you're like me and you're on YouTube all the time. How often am I on YouTube? I'm on YouTube 2 or 3 times a week. If I'm lucky. Things will get better, guys. I'll get back to the comics and everything. I just need to get caught up with my work. So, please, please, please don't disappear on me, because I see that I had 10 people check out my website tonight, and I know they're all going, why isn't it updated? Why isn't there a new comic? It's because Tim is so busy with other stuff, and Tim doesn't want to draw a comic tonight. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I know my youth group wants to go swimming in the pool after church, so that could give me a little bit of time to get some work done, right? We'll see. I have to come up with an idea first. Maybe I'll do a watercolor piece instead of doing my digital work. Maybe I'll do some watercolor frames and post that up instead. Do an old-fashioned watercolor comic. They still do watercolor comics. Somewhere in the world, I don't know where, but they do. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? And there you have it. So that's my first time drawing a celebrity on my new setup. Here's the kit that I used. This is the Kimberly Graphite Drawing Kit. And it comes with a whole bunch of pencils, an eraser, and a sharpener. And it's an okay kit. I'm not used to using different weights of pencil for this stuff. I prefer doing it without. So this is good enough though for a quick one. Let's see if we can get up close and personal here. Yeah, I can't see. Neither can I. Alright. Thanks guys. Love you all. God bless you. Enjoy the video.